The human boy walked into the alien girl's class. Every eye locked on him with some greed in their eyes. First contact Felix Mercer studied his reflection in the polished metal surface of the Astrolux Academy corridor. His dark curls were slightly disheveled from the journey, and his standard-issue Earth Diplomatic Corps uniform felt stiff against his shoulders. 6 months of intensive training hadn't prepared him for the reality of being the first human to set foot on Nebulon, let alone attend their prestigious academy. Vital signs elevated but within acceptable parameters. "Mr. Mercer," chirped the translator device at his wrist. "Your scheduled xenobiology course begins in 3 minutes." Felix took a deep breath of the slightly sweeter Nebulonian air. "Thanks, Ada. Any last-minute cultural tips before I walk in?" Nebulan females value intellectual prowess over physical attributes. Direct eye contact is considered intimate, not confrontational. And remember, their educational hierarchy is their social hierarchy. Status is everything. With a nod, Felix squared his shoulders and pushed open the curved doorway to Professor Zafira's classroom. The gentle hum of conversation instantly ceased. 28 pairs of eyes, some almond-shaped, others wide and multifaceted, locked onto him with laser focus. Our interplanetary guest has arrived," announced Professor Zafira, her translucent skin shifting from pale blue to a welcoming lavender. "Class, meet Felix Mercer, Earth's ambassador student." Felix walked to the center of the circular room where students sat at elevated platforms arranged in concentric rings. He noticed their expressions ranged from open curiosity to calculated assessment. One student with shimmering purple skin leaned forward, whispering to her companion while never breaking her gaze from him. "Thank you for the welcome," Felix said, his translator converting his words to the melodic Nebulonian language. "I'm honored to study among you and hope to learn as much about your culture as I can share about mine." A ripple of appreciative murmurs filled the room. Professor Zafira gestured to an empty seat in the second ring. "Please join us, Mr. Mercer. We were discussing the evolutionary adaptations of carbon-based life forms." As Felix made his way to his assigned position, he felt a slight touch against his consciousness. A distinctly Nebulonian form of communication that his trainers had described, but that he'd never experienced. It felt like curiosity mixed with something else. Desire, ambition? He settled between 2 female students. The one on his left, with striking iridescent scales and a regal bearing, immediately shifted her platform closer. "Verena Kazora," she introduced herself, her mental touch accompanying her words with confidence. "My family oversees the northeastern continent's atmospheric regulation." "Felix Mercer," he replied, careful to maintain neutral eye contact. "We know," came a softer voice from his right. This student had delicate purple skin that seemed to pulse with a gentle light. Unlike the others, she didn't project mental confidence. "I'm Alara Nim." Before Felix could respond, Professor Zafira called the class to attention. "Today we'll examine how different planetary conditions influence physiological development. Mr. Mercer, would you be comfortable serving as our case study?" Felix nodded, though his heart raced at becoming the immediate center of scientific scrutiny. "Excellent," said the professor. "Students, prepare your analytical tablets. And remember, our guest is not a specimen but a colleague." From the corner of his eye, Felix noticed Alara quietly preparing her tablet without the eager hunger evident on the other students' faces. She caught his glance and quickly looked away, a deeper purple flush spreading across her cheeks. "Don't mind, Alara," Verena whispered, her mental touch now tinged with dismissal. "She's from the southern marshlands, barely qualified for Astrolux. I, however, can show you everything important about Nebulon." As the class began their examination of human physiology, Felix sensed the complex social currents flowing around him. He wasn't just a student here, he was a novelty, a potential asset, a prize. He would need to navigate these waters carefully. Only Alara seemed to regard him with something other than strategic interest. When their eyes briefly met again, there was curiosity there, yes, but also something refreshingly genuine in a room full of calculated assessment. Moonlit connection. 2 weeks into his exchange program, Ryan discovered the true complexity of Azurian social hierarchy. His status as Earth's representative made him valuable social currency, an exotic connection to be flaunted at every opportunity. Mira Zol had appointed herself his unofficial guide, ensuring he was seen at all the right social gatherings with her by his side. Tonight was different. The rare alignment of Azura's three moons was cause for the Luminescence Festival, and Ryan had managed to slip away from Mira's controlling orbit. He stood alone on an observation platform, watching as the triple moonlight cast everything in a surreal blue glow. "It only happens once every 73 years, came a soft voice behind him. Ryan turned to find Thalia Vex, her purple skin glimmering with subtle bioluminescent patterns that seemed to mirror the constellations above. Without the pressure of their classmates watching, she appeared more relaxed. "It's beautiful," he replied, genuinely awed by the spectacle. "On Earth we only have one moon." "I've read about Earth's moon," Thalia said, stepping beside him at a respectful distance. "The tidal forces it creates have shaped your entire evolutionary history." Ryan smiled, pleasantly surprised by her knowledge. "Most people here just ask if humans really only have 5 fingers or if our lack of telepathy makes us feel isolated." "Well, those are rather superficial questions," Thalia replied with a small laugh. The sound was melodic, almost like wind chimes. "I'd rather know about your art, your literature, how your single moon influenced your mythology." As the 3 moons reached perfect alignment overhead, Ryan and Thalia talked without pretense. She explained the cultural significance of the Luminescence Festival, how Azurians believed that truth spoken under the triple moons carried special power. In turn, he described Earth's various lunar celebrations and the ancient human belief that full moons affected behavior. "Is that why you escaped from Mira tonight?" Thalia asked with a knowing look. "The lunar influence?" Ryan laughed. "More like self-preservation. I'm tired of being paraded around like a rare specimen." "That's Mira," Thalia sighed. "To her, you're just another acquisition, something to elevate her standing." "And what am I to you?" Ryan asked, surprising himself with his directness. Thalia's skin pulsed with a pattern he hadn't seen before, her large eyes meeting his with unexpected intensity. "You're a reminder that the universe is vast and full of wonders I've only dreamed about." The honesty in her answer touched something in Ryan. Under the 3 moons' glow, he found himself moving closer. The electrical charge between their different biologies created a pleasant tingling sensation as their hands nearly touched on the observation rail. "The triple moon alignment affects our biology," Thalia explained softly as iridescent patterns raced across her skin. "It heightens emotional receptivity and—" She paused. "Attraction. Is that what I'm feeling?" Ryan whispered, noticing how the space between them had shrunk to almost nothing. In answer, Thalia's fingers intertwined with his, her touch cool and electric against his warm skin. The sensation sent a current of something powerful through them both. Ryan leaned forward, guided by an instinct that transcended their planetary differences. Their lips met gently, the contact creating a soft luminescence where their skin touched. Thalia's telepathic abilities flared with the emotional connection, allowing Ryan a brief, beautiful glimpse into her mind. Her loneliness among her own kind, her fascination with distant worlds, her genuine affection for him that had nothing to do with status or advantage. As they separated, both slightly breathless, the 3 moons reached their zenith overhead, bathing them in silver blue light. "That was," Ryan began. "Biochemically fascinating," Thalia suggested with a shy smile. "I was going to say perfect," Ryan replied, gently touching her luminescent cheek. Neither noticed Mirazol watching from the shadows, her skin patterns displaying the unmistakable Azurian expression of jealousy and calculation. Universal Union. The news of Ryan and Thalia's growing relationship spread through the Celestial Institute, faster than light through a vacuum. What had begun under the triple moons had blossomed into something neither of them had anticipated, a genuine bond that transcended their biological differences. "This is unprecedented," muttered Professor Nyleth during their advanced xenoecology presentation, "an interspecies pairing with actual biochemical compatibility." The professor wasn't the only one taking notice. Ryan faced increasing pressure from Earth's diplomatic corps, concerned about the potential complications of the first human-Azurian relationship. Meanwhile, Thalia's family had contacted her with warnings about diluting their lineage with alien genetics. But the most immediate threat came from within the Institute itself. Mirazol had launched a subtle campaign against them, spreading rumors that their relationship was merely Ryan's attempt to gain access to Azurian biotechnology secrets through Thalia's research position. "They're trying to separate us," Thalia said as they sat in the botanical gardens, their private sanctuary. Her skin patterns showed distress, the usual luminescence dimmed. "The Galactic Unity exhibition is tomorrow, and my family is threatening to withdraw their support if I participate with you." Ryan took her hands, now familiar with the pleasant current that flowed between them. "Then we'll show them all exactly what we've discovered." The Galactic Unity exhibition was the Institute's most prestigious event, a demonstration of achievements meant to showcase potential for interplanetary cooperation. Ryan and Thalia had been developing a revolutionary approach to atmospheric restoration, using combined Earth and Azurian techniques. The exhibition hall buzzed with dignitaries from 12 worlds, including Earth's ambassador. Mira stood with her influential family, her skin patterns projecting smug confidence as she spotted Thalia standing alone. "Abandoned by your human?" she asked with false sympathy. "I warned you they're incapable of true connection without telepathic abilities." Before Thalia could respond, the lights dimmed. Ryan appeared on the central platform, his expression determined. "Distinguished guests," he began, his translator conveying his words to all present species. "Today we demonstrate not just scientific collaboration, but true symbiosis between worlds." Thalia joined him on stage, their project displayed in the holographic sphere above them. As they explained their atmospheric restoration technique, combining Earth's biological filtration with Azurian crystal technology, something remarkable happened. The natural electromagnetic field between their different biologies began to enhance the demonstration itself, creating a visible aura of energy that made their project literally glow with success. "What we've discovered," Ryan explained, his eyes meeting Thalia's, "is that our differences don't divide us, they complete us. Azurian crystal structures enhanced by Earth's organic compounds create something neither world could achieve alone." Thalia's skin illuminated with joy as she added, "And this principle extends beyond science. When different worlds truly connect, the possibilities are endless." As they demonstrated their technique, the evidence was undeniable. The Azurian-Earth hybrid system was 40% more efficient than either world's independent methods. The data scrolling across displays showed potential applications for a dozen worlds, suffering from atmospheric degradation. Even Mira's family watched with reluctant admiration as the Earth ambassador approached the stage with Professor Nihilith. "The Interplanetary Council will want to implement this immediately," the ambassador said, "and to discuss expanding our exchange program significantly." As congratulations flowed from all directions, Ryan and Thalia stood at the center of it all, their hands intertwined. "Still think I'm just after your research secrets?" Ryan whispered. Thalia's skin glowed with the pattern he now recognized as love. "I think you've started something much bigger than either of us imagined." Under the watchful eyes of two worlds, they sealed their triumph with a kiss that literally illuminated the exhibition hall, a physical manifestation of the energy created when different worlds find harmony. Their relationship had become a symbol of what was possible when barriers fell away, proving that even across the vast cosmos, connection was the most powerful force of all. Societal clash. The Academy dining hall fell silent as Aiden entered the following morning. Conversations halted mid-sentence, and dozens of luminous eyes tracked his movement with newfound intensity. The mental pressure in the room was palpable, a mixture of curiosity, judgment, and unveiled hostility. "What's happening?" he whispered to his AI assistant. "Social media networks are circulating footage of your interaction with student Zephyrus," Nova replied discreetly. "Earth Embassy has requested an immediate conference." Before Aiden could process this information, Kalia Vorn appeared before him, her skin patterns displaying triumphant satisfaction. "Your secret excursion made quite an impression," she said, projecting her thoughts loudly enough for nearby students to perceive. "The first human-luminant intimate contact, broadcast across the planetary network. How does it feel to be truly famous?" Aiden pushed past her, scanning the room for Naira. He found her cornered by a group of high-status students, their skin patterns showing aggressive disapproval. "Enough," he called out, moving quickly to Naira's side. Her patterns showed distress and humiliation, but she straightened when he approached. "This is a private matter." Aiden addressed the gathered students. acutely aware of how his lack of telepathic ability made his words seem weak compared to their projected thoughts. Private? Kalia laughed, her mental voice cutting through the room. Nothing is private when it concerns interspecies contamination. The Earth Embassy is already discussing your recall, while the Luminan High Council debates whether Zephyrus has violated cultural preservation protocols. Nira's hand found Aiden's, their touch creating a visible energy field that momentarily silenced even Kalia. "My family has been notified," she said quietly to him. "They're disappointed I didn't choose a more advantageous connection." The Academy's communication system chimed with an announcement. "Aiden Foster, please report to the Administrative Council immediately. Nira Zephyrus, report to Family Relations Office." As they prepared to part ways, Aiden squeezed Nira's hand. "This isn't over." "It might be," she replied, her patterns showing resignation. "Cross-species relationships violate at least 6 different diplomatic provisions. Since when does science advance by following old rules?" Aiden countered. The Administrative Council chamber was imposing, a circular room with tiered seating filled with Academy officials and, most worryingly, the Earth Ambassador's holographic projection. "Mr. Foster," began Council Leader Thrix, his deep purple skin bearing the marks of highest authority, "your actions have created a diplomatic situation of significant concern." "With respect," Aiden replied, standing tall despite his racing heart. "My personal relationships are not subject to diplomatic oversight. They are when they potentially violate interspecies contact protocols," countered the Earth Ambassador. "You were sent as an educational representative, not to engage in unauthorized biological interaction experiments." "Experiments?" Aiden's voice rose with indignation. "Is that how you characterize a genuine connection between 2 individuals? A connection with potentially far-reaching consequences," Council Leader Thrix interjected. "Luminan telepathic abilities evolved as species-specific. The implications of such abilities interacting with human neurology are unknown and potentially dangerous, which is exactly why exploration should be encouraged, not condemned," came a new voice from the chamber entrance. Nira stood there, her skin patterns displaying a confidence Aiden hadn't seen before. "If I may address the council?" To Aiden's surprise, they granted permission. Nira moved to stand beside him, their proximity creating the now familiar energy field visible to everyone present. "The Galactic Unification Festival begins tomorrow," she stated clearly. "Its purpose is to celebrate the strength found in diversity. Rather than punishing us for demonstrating precisely that principle, perhaps the Council should consider the scientific and diplomatic advantages of our connection." She extended her hand to Aiden, who took it without hesitation. The energy between them intensified, casting a subtle glow that reflected off the crystalline walls. "Our different biologies create something new when combined," Aiden added, "something neither of our species could achieve alone. Isn't that worth studying rather than condemning?" The Council exchanged telepathic communications too rapid for Aiden to follow. Finally, Council Leader Thrix spoke. "A decision is deferred until after the Unification Festival. You will both present your case during the Interspecies Harmony demonstration. Until then, all personal contact is suspended." As they were escorted from the chamber in separate directions, Aiden caught Nira's gaze one last time. Despite everything, her skin patterns showed not defeat, but determination, and something else he now recognized as love. Universal Harmony. The Galactic Unification Festival transformed the Academy grounds into a spectacular display of interplanetary cooperation. 12 member worlds showcased their cultures through art, music, science, and cuisine. Under normal circumstances, Aiden would have been thrilled to represent Earth at such an event. Instead, he'd spent the night preparing for what might be his last opportunity to stay on Lumina, and with Nira. The Interspecies Harmony demonstration was the festival's centerpiece, held in the Grand Amphitheater with representatives from all Galactic Alliance worlds in attendance. Aiden waited in the preparation chamber, reviewing his notes while ignoring the Earth Ambassador's disapproving glances. This demonstration was meant to showcase controlled experiments in cross-species collaboration, the ambassador reminded him. "Not justify your personal indiscretions." Before Aiden could respond, the chamber door opened to admit Nira. Despite the prohibition against contact, Seeing her sent a visible ripple of energy across the room. Her violet skin glowed with purpose, and Aiden noticed she wore the traditional scientific markings of her family, subtle patterns highlighting their contributions to lumen and atmospheric science. "The council is prepared," announced an attendant. "You will present together." The grand amphitheater hushed as Aiden and Naira took the central platform. Thousands of beings from across the galaxy watched, including the Luminan High Council and Earth's diplomatic corps. Among them, Aiden spotted Kalia Vorn, her skin patterns showing anticipation of their failure. "Distinguished representatives," Aiden began, his voice amplified throughout the space. "We stand before you today, not just as representatives of our worlds, but as evidence of something unexpected and valuable." Naira continued seamlessly. "When different species truly connect, the result isn't contamination or dilution, it's enhancement." They activated the holographic display, showing comparative data from their work together. Human emotional processing combined with luminant telepathic structures creates a unique energetic field, Naira explained, displaying their research. "This field has properties we're only beginning to understand, but which already show practical applications," Aiden added, advancing the display to show their breakthrough. Naira's family developed atmospheric filtration using crystal harmonics. Earth has developed biochemical purification systems. Separately, each has limitations. Naira stepped closer to Aiden, deliberately allowing their energy field to manifest visibly. Together, however, the holographic display showed their combined approach, luminan crystal technology enhanced by Earth biochemical principles, creating a hybrid system that was exponentially more effective than either alone. "The energy field created by our biological compatibility enhances the crystal resonance," Aiden explained as the data scrolled across displays. "While human biochemical adaptability provides flexibility, the crystalline structure lacks," Naira finished. The amphitheater filled with murmurs as the potential implications became clear. The system they'd developed could revolutionize atmospheric restoration across multiple worlds. Council leader Thrix leaned forward. "You developed this in 3 weeks of unauthorized collaboration?" "Yes," they answered in unison. "And this energy field between you, it's a consistent phenomenon?" asked the Earth ambassador, scientific curiosity temporarily overriding diplomatic caution. In answer, Aiden extended his hand to Naira. When their fingers intertwined, the energy between them intensified, creating a luminous aura that expanded outward. The luminant spectator's telepathic abilities allowed them to perceive what Aiden felt, not just physical attraction, but deeper connection, respect, and genuine affection. "Our differences don't divide us," Naira stated, her skin patterns displaying confidence and love without reservation. "They complete us. And this principle extends beyond us," Aiden continued. "Every difference across our worlds represents not a barrier, but an opportunity, if we're brave enough to embrace connection rather than separation." As their energy field pulsed in harmony with their words, the data continued to stream across displays, showing applications for a dozen worlds suffering from environmental degradation. The Earth ambassador rose first, followed by Council leader Thrix. After a moment of tense silence, both nodded in agreement. "The diplomatic corps recognizes the scientific and cultural value of this connection," the ambassador stated formally. "Mr. Foster's exchange term is extended indefinitely to pursue this research." Council leader Thrix's patterns showed reluctant admiration. The High Council acknowledges the potential benefits of carefully monitored cross-species collaboration, both personal and scientific. As the amphitheater erupted in discussion, Aiden turned to Naira, their hands still joined. "Still think we violated 6 different diplomatic provisions?" he asked with a smile. Naira's skin glowed with the pattern he now recognized as joy. "I think we've just rewritten them all." Their kiss, witnessed by representatives of 12 worlds, created a surge of energy that illuminated the entire amphitheater, a physical manifestation of what happens when differences unite rather than divide. In that moment, they became not just a curiosity or scandal, but a symbol of what the Galactic Alliance truly aspired to be. A universe where diversity created strength, and where connection across differences opened doorways to possibilities neither world could imagine alone. From her place in the audience, Even Callia Vorn's skin patterns shifted from jealousy to reluctant wonder at the undeniable power of what she was witnessing, a force that transcended social hierarchies, cultural boundaries, and even biology itself.